Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our development process. So the first thing we need to do is create the new controller advice. Then we need to refactor our REST service by removing the exception handling code. And then finally, we need to add the exception handling code to the controller advice. And that'll give us support for global exception handling. All right, so it's step one of creating a new controller advice. So I'll simply create this new class in the REST package. So I'll move here to the REST package and I'll just say new class. And the name that I'll give for this class, I'll call it Student REST Exception Handler. And then I'll just kind of go ahead and expand the window here for a second. And basically what I need to do here is just add the controller advice. So that's that special annotation from the Spring framework. I'll add some quick comments here to this class just so I know what I need to do. Alrighty, so for step two, we need to kind of refactor our REST service and remove the exception handling code. So I'll move over to student REST controller.java and I'll expand the window here. And basically I want to move down to those two methods that we defined as exception handlers. So both of those methods with the annotation of @exception handler, I want to cut both of those methods and move them to another class. So just go ahead and scroll down, do a shift click to kind of highlight all of those folks there. And then we'll actually just cut both of these methods and move them to another class. So I'll just go ahead and cut. And then I'll move over to the exception handler and then I'll actually just paste that code here. So it's really just a cut paste exercise. And this is the exact same code, so no changes are required for this code. You can just drop it in as is and use it in this @controller advice. So here's the first exception handler that we had for just handling for a student not found exception. And then the other one that we have is our catch-all for handling any type of exception, any type of generic exception. All right, so this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and test it out by just running our application. Okay, it's up and running. I'll hit the get all students and I'll just give all 9s here. Student not found, that's good. Okay, that works. And then I'll just give some bad text data here and good. So this is all the same output as before. We simply just refactored our code to make use of the @controller advice for global exception handling. And so this is the best practice for large scale projects or real-time projects by making use of this @controller advice. Alrighty, so we're in good shape. I'd like to say congrats and good job, my friend. Woohoo!